Welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for tuning in. If you're new, today is going to be a live trading video. So this is just going to be recorded trades from today's session, which is nice because you're going to be able to witness a lot of long trades and short trades. And as you know, GameStop, AMC, the reason those stocks went so high is because people were shorting the stock so much. So today you'll witness me doing a little shorting as well. It's where you sell a stock first, buy it back later, hoping it goes lower so that you can make money. You'll be able to see a couple examples of that, so that's going to be cool. But other than that, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button because if you don't, then YouTube doesn't promote your video and then nobody sees your video even if the content is fire. So smash thumbs up. That being said, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. I'm going to add a long to AMC. Added 1,000, kind of late though. All right, sold a chunk of them, but didn't really make a good trade. I was a little late to that. I was a little hesitant, but I did take a long there on AMC, covered, sold on that candle as it squeezed out. Made like 61 bucks, 66 bucks, but it really wasn't a great one because I caught it a little late. But our level was right. We did squeeze off there. GameStop still getting sold into pretty heavy. I mean, yes, we're definitely meant to be on a down day for these tickers. But I mean, when you look at the selling action, you got to say to yourself, there's got to be at least a decent bounce somewhere. And that's, really what we want to be long on. I guess I'll keep an eye on AMC here. I mean, GameStop, maybe, is it halted? No, not halted. Good retest and hold from AMC there. Oh yeah, I mean, it's just kind of pops so quick, squeezes so fast, it's hard to really get behind it. Tracking the volume, it kind of looks like we have buyers trying to come in there. What are my next levels down? Let me see. Because I feel like AMC is going to follow sympathy to GameStop, but I'm adding long to AMC there. So I went long 2,000. That's a great hold. Sold a little bit of GameStop, or AMC, not GameStop, sorry. Just holding 300 shares along AMC. So scalped up a couple thousand. It's kind of high risk. It's kind of confusing-ish. So didn't want to be too crazy, but good long. We're right at a half deviation. If we can break the half deviation, we should squeeze a little more. Okay, only holding 100 shares now. So good little trade there. Part of the reason for the long on that was just so you could see we ended up holding this green level, which was a level we anticipated a little bounce off of. We pushed up green on this candle pretty big. We went red. We held over the green level, and then this green candle opened up, and it was kind of just sitting on top of that green level. So it's kind of like under, squeeze back over, red candle back below, then back above, hold, next candle open, on, test for the breakdown, can't go lower, probably squeeze some shorts, take a little long. But this is another one that I think could have a good bounce. You're at a half standard deviation bounce mark right now. So this is kind of a bounce spot for SRNE. But it has been selling down really harsh. PLTR is going a little lower as well. I haven't seen the market. I'm not sure if it's Market's going up, so it's not that. AREC, yeah, nice jump back to kind of the pre-market high. Keep an eye on AREC. Still watching this this SRNE. Possible we see SRNE lower. I mean, it's just a 4-hour half standard deviation we're trading upon right now. I mean, in this move right here, when we fell back at 14.15 on this, I mean, that was a big rejection. I mean, we went up. I mean, that was the bounce. Like people were trying to bounce it and they all got stopped out, swung it way lower. Now I'm wondering if we do a bounce. So I just added long 2,000 shares onto SRNE. It just was kind of holding here pretty good. And this was a half deviation bounce level I had marked off. TTM just went yellow. If we can get back over 1340, it should give us a pop. There's back over 1340. If it's a true long, we would obviously keep going. If it's not, then we're probably going to retrace back towards, you know, kind of the entry mark. So closed out a good chunk of it. Holding 600 shares still. Would like to see this continue higher. Again, it has been selling down aggressively. So bounce level we looked at is working. We've already bounced about 20-30 cents off the level, or maybe up 21 cents on the trade. So not bad day trade so far. Again, this is a selling day for the stock, but I just think we got a little overdone. All right, closed out a little more. So only have 300 shares. Again, it's not moving super aggressively. And I guess you could say I guess I haven't been on the long side of moves like this, you know, as frequently. So maybe I kind of got to get a little used to it again. As you can see, I'm trying to keep my eyes open for more long plays right now too, rather than just short. So you guys can see I've done a little bit more longing today. I know some need that or want that. So closed out pretty much everything on SRNE. Only have 100 shares left on now, so it can do pretty much whatever it wants to do at this point. Looks like GSM hit the scanner here just a second ago, so that might be doing something interesting. Great move on SRNE. Just gonna, again, like I said, hold 100 shares, netted $360 in the trade. You know, if I kept holding full size, obviously it'd be up, you know, maybe $600-700. But again, it's all risk oriented anyway. So good trade, up 31 cents. We have a potential target of back to 14 to 1380. All right, that would be the first target up. This is, so if you guys want to just learn really quickly, I'll try to do this a little bit easier, different than I normally would, but our target on this SRNE trade would be back to the blue line on the right chart and the left chart. So you can just basically make it a zone. So you go from 1370s to about 4. So the target is like this. This is our target on the trade. It's actually, that's a little off. Let me redo that. So this zone, this box that I'm drawing, this would be our target for this trade. Okay. Anywhere from the start of this box to the high of that box is really like our target, even though we sold well before. I mean, we don't have to do a whole lecture on it, but yeah, I mean, anything from this beginning of this box to the top of that box is really the first target in this long from when we started. Okay, now think like this. A lot of people got long on this drop, right? So, oh, sorry. Yeah, a lot of people got long on this drop, and then they all bought the dip, and then they stopped out, and that's why we had aggressive selling. We came down to a stronger long-term support level. Okay, so then we get long, right? So if you think about the way this is all happening, right? Crash, 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 buy the dip, doesn't work, long stop out, we go to long-term support, we buy, and then we're trading back to where they have all their averages, right? Because if they think about it, if everybody bought long here and never sold, where's their break-even price going to be? Somewhere in here. Okay. So if they bought this dip, never sold, went really negative, now they're coming back to almost break even, maybe a slight green. Everybody who bought this bottom is all going to start maybe selling for a break even small win as this retraces back to them. And that's why our sell target is back in here, because we know everybody who bought that dip, they're break even, they're going to start selling somewhere on here. So the move that we traded is primarily done now because we've made it back to where people should start selling. Okay, so look at beginning of the box, you're getting your red candle, right? Which is also, if you look at the screen on the right, you know, that's the start of that blue, okay? So that's why I'm always like, we're like, oh, well, we could go to this price and then also this price. It's because I'm saying two price targets at once. And so, you know, it's almost easier for me just to basically draw a box and be like, pretty much this anywhere in this is the price target, right? By the screen on the right. So the bottom of the box is based off the screen on the right, which isn't accurate anymore. It's because it's kind of changed a little bit, but the bottom of that box was made off the screen on the right. And then look at this candle just peaked up almost to this thing on the left. And so we basically made it back to target. Hold on, no, I'm doing something really off. Where's my drawing tool? There they are. Okay, so like that there, great trade. Maybe it goes higher. I really don't care. So I'm going to close my trade on SRNE, and I'm all out of that play. We made it back into the target of the box. It could peak a little higher, maybe 1401, something around there, but that was a great trade, so I'm good. So we dropped down there, covered a little bit. Still holding a small position. Because it did kind of feel like it didn't want to give in there. So anyways, holding a small position short. Still kind of feels like we should go a little lower. I just wanted to make sure I stayed positive on that trade. And yeah, so good trade so far. Chigo down. Took off another 200 shares out of the 400. Oh, okay, AREC. I mean, it wasn't a gigantic trade, definitely a little late to that. AREC really just putting in the back and forth squeeze all day. Yeah, I guess that might squeeze off, but I mean, you can clearly see how much resistance it's been having. Part of me also wants to reshort onto OCGN. Part of me knows I should probably, I mean, the target down, I was going to say we're right to there. So if we can get below 285, it should go lower. And then the target would probably be 248. So as you can see, we are seeing AREC. It's like I want to go long that, but at the same time, I feel like I'm just going to end up hurting myself if I do. Anyways, we're still short OCGN, but you can kind of see like we look at this big rip and then just instantly sell down. Whereas last week we were going up, pull back, squeeze. So we're squeezing out short sellers left. The dynamic of the market's changing back to favorable on tops for selling. So the market was, you know, nice to the longs past couple weeks. Now it seems like it's kind of returning favor back to some bears a little bit. So now in a total of 3,300 short with OCGN. We've pulled back slightly in the green with the trade now. If we can break below 290 on OCGN, we should snap down again, which would be pretty good. Yeah, it was a good squeeze back on OCGN on this candle. So still adding into this on the bear side. So now in 3,800 shares short. Now in 4,000. Yeah, that's really where I needed that to roll over. That would have been key. Ooh, wrong thing. I mean, so far this bounce on OCGN's held really well so far, but I do think it's going to eventually kind of end and then we roll back down or have some sort of retracement move, excuse me. Looks like LIZI maybe hit this, would have been quite a little bit ago. Yeah, so slowly building a big position here, but it's not, so far just not working. And the bounce has been just good. That's it, just a good bounce. I mean, the news is good. We went through a really gigantic sell-off. It's not, we usually don't bounce back up, excuse me, to previous highs. And again, this doesn't want to give in. Okay. I mean, that's a good pullback, but still it's not gonna really do me any good because we actually have to do a legitimate breakdown. So we essentially pulled back to previous trending support, bought up pretty good off that. That's not what you want. We want to see OCGN back below 307. And basically my current average is support, almost. I think I might just be wrong. Yeah, we're going to squeeze off again. That's, I mean, there goes my green day. Maybe, I mean, kind of. I'm fluctuating from basically red to break even-ish. Red, green, break even-ish. I'm just surprised, really. All right, we're kind of, no, not enough. I mean, we do swing down and then it just kind of gets sucked right back up. Yeah, they honestly might take this all the way back up to previous high. I think they're going to. I mean, yeah, this is just a fantastic bounce. I mean, at this point, I'm so far in that I might as well just wait for some sort of pullback, which usually does happen, and then try to cover into at least a decent pullback. I mean, that's really what most shorts, it looks like, have been doing in this play. See, we just pulled back here, OCGN, still holding over 3 deviations there. So really until, if OCGN breaks again below 320, then it would work. Or we at least see sort of a momentum swing towards the downside. Looks like MBRX, no, I was gonna say, might be on the scanner again, but I don't think so. I think it's an old alert. Yeah, that's a good candle hold there. Again, that body of 329, that's a strong hold. Yeah, I mean, all right, so it's going back at 351 most likely. It's a good chance it goes to 351 at this point. Yeah, they really don't want to let this market come down in OCGN. I mean, I know it has news, but really? There's a move to 320. So covered pretty much majority of my trade. As we're starting to roll down, deleverage my size is what I did. Took some more off, so pretty much all out of the position. Have 100 shares on, so ended up taking a loss of 411. You know, kind of sucked. Still green on the day, but that was just annoying. I mean, that was a really tough bounce. They don't usually go that far, and we could be on the verge of an actual legit pull to the downside, but that one threw me for a curveball. They don't usually do that, but what do I know? So I mean, yeah, green. I mean, yeah, green on the day, but what are you gonna do? MBRX still on the scanner apparently. But why? Why would you be? Why is this even coming on the scanner right now? There's nothing here. This is dumb. Ah, NEO. Yeah, NEO pulled back. NEO's kind of, yeah, it looks like NEO's in a little bit of a bounce zone. Yeah, NEO's actually seeing pretty decent buying down here. Probably, I would take a long here on NEO. I think it's worth it. Yeah, I think you got a little push coming back to the upside on NEO. And if you look at the chart, I mean, we kind of fell down towards, low of day area from yesterday on NEO. Our first target up isn't far away. The first target's only to 55.20s almost. Of course, we'd want to get above that, maybe back towards 55.49. So I clicked one too many buttons, but I ended up scalping up NEO there. I still think it has a little bit more juice in it, but I did ended up, pushing too many clickers. Click, click, click. So, I mean, it's been a good day. It really has. I mean, overall, I traded pretty much 100% accuracy, until OCGN. So, I mean, overall, really was a really good day trading. Great long move there. God, see, look at OCGN. I'd be killing it right now. God damn it, Connor. You stupid son of a gun, you. You dumb bud. Such a dummy. I mean, it is what it is, whatever. But look at that. I mean, like, you had to really go all the way up, keep squeezing just to sell all the way down. Again, pretty stupid, but what are you going to do? That's the way the game works. They try to take you out of your positions before they let it go in your favor. God damn it. Tisk, tisk. Well, at least we're still positive. LIZI just hit 3 deviations on the upside. So I'm starting to add a little bit short onto LIZI. I mean, it could definitely go above the 3 deviation mark. We've seen that a lot over this past like week or so. It's a great pull to the downside. I covered a little bit just in case it wants to be dumb. Great move down. Covered a little bit more into that drop. So now I have covered the cost of my shares to short, and anything I do here on the bear side and is positive is money I get to keep. So I'm wondering if we're going to go for like a double correction move, which we might. Kind of looks like that. Yeah, so here we go. This might be where we swing lower legitimately on LIZI. Yeah, LIZ, I had like a really clear-cut short squeeze right at about 536. I really wish we would have been, well, I would have been watching at that point. That was a pretty, to me, obvious squeeze. LIZI, seeing some sellers there. So adding back in short, I'm going to see if this squeezes down. There it goes. Covered a little bit on the way down. So again, some pretty quick trading there. So just sitting in, holding 200 something shares. Yeah, 225 shares, 125 now. So back up to 1,600 on the day, which is probably close to where I was at before I took that loss on OCGN.